Hi everyone, today is Tuesday, September 11, and this video is actually going to be about some of the crafty things you can do around collecting evidence, forensic evidence related to environmental justice cases. Now, one of the things with environmental justice is that you have to be able to use your creativity, and you can come at anything from any perspective. One thing you have to know about communities that are differentially exposed to environmental hazards is that you have to know some of the social, economic, political, cultural, and historical background about the community. It's not just based on sort of measuring the biosphere, but you have to get into stuff around questioning how do these communities come to be like this in the first place. So you can take samples of air, really cool ways. There's something called community science, and I'll get into a video around, what is the name? They're actually based in, is it California? I'm not sure. But anyways, there's ways to collect the evidence yourself, package it, and then send it off to actually get the data reports back to say, okay, this is what we found in this particular region. So I was walking today, and somewhere in the global economic north, I was actually in this one demographic where there's a lot of problems related to gun violence, a lot of poverty, a lot of racialization of even policy, and don't worry about this thing here. This is actually related to racial profiling, believe it or not. So as a person involved in environmental justice work, you have to be able to hop fences and stuff and fight back. So yeah, this situation was actually related to a racial profiling situation, so I'll put it here on camera. But back to the stuff related to environmental justice. You have to be able to sort of scan the environment, but you also have to know something about the social and political dimensions as well. And this is something that Dr. Bullard, Robert Bullard, actually talks about. But it's just not him. There's other perspectives as well. But Dr. Bullard actually brought in this whole idea to pay attention to what's happening to I hate using the word marginalized, because the community that we come from, for example, we don't see ourselves as being marginalized. So he says to pay attention to these communities that are sort of left out of the protection. So here's a leaf, and the leaf is discolored. It doesn't really show that well on this video. One of the questions that you can ask yourself is, how did the leaf become to be like this? What exactly is going on in that environment? If all the trees look like something like this with leaves that look like this, what's going on? And you start from your perspective first, and then look into stuff around that may talk about stuff like this. The second thing is, I was walking somewhere and I noticed that there was this huge hole in the area that I was walking, and I thought that was very strange because there was grass and then there was cement, but there was this big hole. So I went towards the hole and there was all this water. So it was interesting to see that there was, I think it was 16 acres that was covered in something, and nobody knows what was actually underneath that 16 acres. And it's actually 16 acres that is up for sale for, it says employment lands. But first of all, do people know what is really there? So what I did was I actually went and I collected this evidence. And you know what I did was I just took some materials and I dipped them into this hole, because nobody really knows what exactly is in there, and just froze that evidence. So there's ways to actually take the DNA stuff off this material and present it in cases. So when you're doing environmental justice work, don't be afraid to be creative. Bring your perspective into the purpose to ensure that all communities have access to clean water, clean land, clean air, clean soil, and very good optimum human health. I'd like to hear your ideas as well. And again, thanks for watching.